It tells the story of this extraordinary man who is in the studio with me, who is, if not the best, certainly one of the best close-up magicians. I mean, he does stuff in front of you that no, that can't have happened. And what's even more extraordinary is that he is blind. You are completely visually impaired, Richard.
That is my advantage over you, John. You're stuck with sight.
That's a nice way of looking at it.
When you say look, when no looking.
No, look. Oh,
wrong word.
Language
here.
Going to be a problem. and some people we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people who've accepted my invitation to drop into the studio at very short notice and watch what you do. And behind you is a young man who looks to be, about 9 or 10? 11, sorry, who's got a pack of cards with him, and I think he has his eyes on being a sighted Richard Turner when he is big. You don't mind people behind you?
Not at all.
Not at all. It doesn't matter from which angle they look at what you're doing, they're not going to know what you're doing.
And I'll explain why. I'm what's called a card mechanic, and that's somebody who controls the outcome of a card game. A little different than sleight of hand artists for performing magic. Magicians, they will have angles at the card table. You have to be able to execute whatever crooked moves you're doing with people standing 360 degree around you. So whatever you're doing, it has to be sight proof from every possible angle.
Okay, stop talking and demonstrate.
Stop doing that. You're talking. Okay.
Well, show us. Folks at home, this is being videoed. So you will be able to... Are we live streaming it on Facebook? No, we're not live streaming it on Facebook, but we will put this out.
Okay. I have 2 decks. There's a deck for you. Give that deck a shuffle. Any way you like.
Okay. All right. There we go.
And tell me when you're happy.
I'm never happy.
But that means you're going to be shuffling all night long?
Okay, no. I'm happy with the shuffling.
Okay. Switch decks with me. That way. Now, we have a deck.
I checked him very carefully. We are changing decks.
Yes. Okay. That was just so while one is shuffled, the other's dealt. Now, I'm going to let you see. We have a regular standard pack of cards mixed up. I turn them face up for what camera is
and
out.
He's got short sleeves on, so you can't be doing any sort of sleight of hand.
I left my sleeves at home.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we'll play probably the most common banking game in the world is Blackjack.
Yeah.
You're familiar with 21. Yeah. I want you to pretend we're at a table. We have a small area to work in, so pick a number 4 or 5 players.
4 players.
Where do you want to sit? Number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4?
I'm going to sit number 1. I always
right
like to be
out
number 1.
So this is you, number 1. You have $500,000 sitting on this hand. You're at Benny Benion's place. The first card off the deck is yours. 1, 2. We have player 3. We have player. You said 4 players?
Yeah, 4 players.
4, and then the house.
Yeah.
And you're number 1. You have $500,000. Tell everybody.
Ace of spades
is your first card. What is your second card?
It is a 10 of clubs, 21.
So you just walked out with $1.25 million because you get paid time and a half for your bet. So you shuffled, you cut. You then chose 5 players. You chose to sit at the first position. In the time I dealt the cards, I controlled the entire outcome of that game.
You're not going to tell us how, are you?
How much time do you have? 10 minutes and counting. Switch decks.
60 years of practice, John.
And a lot of self-denial.
Yep.
Okay. There we go. And I'll switch with you. In poker games, they'll have what are called like wild cards.
Yeah.
Like you've heard of deuces are wild and so on.
Yeah.
I want you to just take this deck and just cut it in half.
Okay.
Because some games they will they'll cut a random card, and that will be the wild card. Just cut the deck, just cut off half. So don't finish it.
Sorry. Shall I do it again?
That's here. Just cut the deck in half. So we're cutting to your card. Just tell me when you got it in half.
Okay, it's in half.
It is now in half. And just to make it more random, since that could have been suspicious, just say any random number, 3, 4, 5, anything.
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what is that card?
Queen.
Queen, okay. So the queens are wild.
Okay.
So instead of having deuces are wild, you've chose the queens. And I'm gonna do this a little different. Give me a number of players in a game because of a space, 3, 4, or 5.
3. Keep it
three
simple.
players, okay? And you'll be my partner. Do you want to sit at position 1, 2, or 3?
I want to sit at position 3 this time.
3. So you want the 3rd, 6th, 9th, and 12th card off the deck, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and in the casinos, the only way you're allowed to shuffle, the deck stays face down on the table, riffle shuffle, and you give what's called a running cut. 3 players, 3rd hand, and I'll give the deck a straight cut. I'm going to pass this deck to you, and we'll right across here. We'll see what happened. Deal a card off the top, face up right here, player 1.
Face up.
Face up. In the game, they'd be face down. We're just turning them face up for the camera. Face up number 2 right here. Face up number 3 is you. What's that card?
Queen.
And that's a wild
Queen,
card.
it's a wild card.
Okay, that's good. So you turn it into ace. Turn a card. Deal a card here, face up.
Okay, 8 and king, 10 and 9.
2.
Queen and queen.
Oh, but keep going, keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, keep going.
3, jack, queen. I've got 4 wild cards. I think I'm going to win this hand.
I think you're going to kill.
4, ace, and queen.
4 queens?
4 queens.
So did you understand what happened there? Let me explain what happened. You shuffled the deck. I then shuffled your cards back in the deck exactly where you chose, and you dealt them to prove that I did it. That's all.
That's all. Yeah. Young man, what is switch on the young man's microphone? What's your name?
Aaron.
Aaron, are you like doing this kind of thing yourself? You
I enjoy magic, not being on radio, but magic.
Come on, Aaron. We were having fun earlier.
You brought in a pack of cards.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, and the kind of thing that obviously you can't do what Richard has been doing, but this is the kind of thing that you're trying to learn how to do.
Yeah.
How are you going so far?
Considering what he's doing, not that well.
Do you have any idea how he dealt me 4 queens?
Probably what he did. I don't.
Think about it. He shuffled, he chose the places, and then he dealt.
The routine he uses for that trick.
It's not published.
Wow. Okay, there's...
We have time to take it a step further?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, did you shuffle that other deck? Yes.
Let me just give it one last shuffle in case while I was talking to the young man.
I could have snuck over there when he wasn't looking.
Yeah. Looking. We don't use that word.
We don't use that word. That's right. We talked about that earlier.
Okay, you want me to give you...
Just switch decks with me.
Yeah. Okay,
the one that you just shuffled up.
Yeah.
Get those out of the way. Okay, we're going to play my favorite poker game, which is 7-card stud. Because of space again, let's pick 4 players.
Okay.
Where do you want to sit? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I've sat at both ends, so let me sit number 2. It's the one
Number
place I
2
haven't
this
sat
time.
yet. 1,
and this is you right here.
Yeah.
Number 2. Now keep those cards down because you're going to do this a lot. Take that deck back, mix them up. Don't give me the whole deck back. Just pull out a stack of cards and hand them to me. Just really quickly hand me a random stack of cards.
Okay.
So I'm going to work with whatever you give me, and you're messing them up every time I deal. Here's player 3, and here's player 4. Here's player 1, and switch with me right before I deal the card. You have the other halves. Shuffle those up. And you did shuffle this deck, yes?
Yes, okay.
You did shuffle the deck,
Yeah.
Okay. Player 2. So, okay, switch with me. You shuffle that deck? Yes?
No, but I've now mixed up here.
Okay.
I've mixed the two.
All the decks.
I've mixed
don't
up
mix
the 2 decks.
Well, you don't want to do that. That'll screw things up really big time.
He did.
He did. Okay,
did.
then we're just going to work with the last half of this deck then.
Okay.
And now we have what are called the door cards, which means the face-up cards. What is that card?
Jack.
A jack. Okay. And we will. What's that card?
10.
Jack 10.
10 of diamonds.
Diamonds. We'll keep dealing. We have 4 players. You want number 2. What's that card?
Another 10.
Another 10. 3, 4. And we have one more card face up. What is that card?
An ace.
Ace. And we have one more card face up. Now we have what's called down and dirty. We have the last card goes down. Once again, you shuffled and cut.
Yeah.
You chose 4 players. You chose to sit at number 2. We play what's called High Chicago. That means whoever has the highest spade as their down card wins half the money. Let's see what you have in this hand that you shuffled and cut, and hand me random stacks of cards. For everybody, what is that card?
Ace of clubs.
That's an ace.
10 of 10 spades. 10 of diamonds.
Pair of 10s.
Jack of
A
diamonds.
jack.
A queen.
So that's a wild card. So you have 10, jack, queen, ace, and because the queen is wild, that gives you 3 10s. What's that?
A king.
So now you have 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace, but we're playing high spade and the hole splits the pot. What's that card?
Ace of spades.
So you have what they call boardwalk. 10, Jack, Queen, King, high spade in the hole, ace of spades. But you shuffled, you cut, you chose how many players.
I did. Okay,
you chose where you wanted
did.
to. All I did was cheat. And I took care of business for you.
Yeah, you did. Now look, I've mixed up these the two decks
you actually
of cards.
two decks together. So that you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to borrow. Do you have a full deck over there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to borrow his deck.
Richard, just we got
Round
time
up,
for we got time for one more thing. I mean, what got you started on this journey?
Well, I started working with cards as a little kid.
At what point? At what age did you lose your sight?
1961, watching a TV show called Maverick, starring James Garner.
Yeah.
And he was a cool gambler, and we played cards, and I wanted to be a cool gambler. So I started working with cards. And then when I turned 21 in 1975, I had the privilege of meeting a man named Professor Di Vernon, who was the best in the world with a deck of cards for over 60 years. And for some reason, he took a liking to me because he would see that I would put in practice. I literally, my average practice day was 14 hours.
Wow.
And there was I practiced.
Are you listening, young man?
I practiced 10 to 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I continue that nonstop for 26 years.
At what age did you lose your sight, Richard?
I started losing my sight at 9 years old, which was my advantage because then one of the neuroscientists at Harvard said that my haptic and tactile neural network, which is the part of the brain that relates to touch, bullied its way into my visual network. And so those neurons that were dead in the visual area have regenerated and realigned themselves with my tactile neural network, and so that's why I have a touch that's hard to replicate. It can be. And I'll show you one thing to give you an idea of that. Say a number 10 to 20.
14.
14. Okay, I'm just going to cut with one hand with Eric's deck. See how close to 14 cards I got there. Count them out loud for the
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
And you can hand me, if you have a stack of business cards laying around this joint somewhere, you can hand them to me, and I can tell you how many you have in the volume.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be clever, but that just gives you an idea.
Yeah.
And I'll show you, here's something you never do when you play cards for money. I know I'm at the end of my time. Never shuffle the cards. Well, do that again with one hand. Here's a one-hand triple cut. When they see you do that, it makes the other players
a little nervous.
Yeah. And like I said, when they see you shuffle with one, they get up and run away, and you're left playing solitaire.
Yeah.
And there you have it.
Okay.
On this day in 1947.
We have 1.5 minutes. Can you do a trick in 1.5 minutes? Or maybe.
Well, let's tell us where I'm performing at Artscape.
Yeah.
And
it's the Cape Town Comedy Festival. It starts on Sunday, and there will be a program on the Artscape website where you will be able to find out when Richard is performing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I will be performing 7 days, Monday the 2nd, all the way through Sunday. Two shows on Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
And the tickets are reasonably priced.
Yeah.
And
190 rand to watch this man do this stuff is extraordinary.
And I also share parts of my life and experiences woven through the show. So it will also entertain and inspire your kids as well as your family.
Okay. Right, we have a minute. What can you do? What can you do in a minute? Can you do any?
Well, let's take that a step further. Say a number 1 to 52, but you don't want to say 52 because I'll just pass you the whole deck.
I'm going to say it out loud.
Out loud.
23.
2-3.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if I can. See if they're close. I think I got 22. See if I got 23 there.
You think you might have got 22?
Well, I think
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
24. See, that was suspense.
Richard Turner, what a joy to have had you in the studio.
It was my pleasure. Thank you very much, John.
Much.
Reach across.
Yeah, Richard Turner. He's on at the Artscape, the 2nd to the 9th, 2 shows on Friday. What an extraordinary experience this has been. Thank you very much. John Maytham on Cape Talk. It is 6 o'clock.
on K.